Good evening, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the seven wrath bowls of God, the seven bowls of wrath from God. Okay, let me get that right. I'm sorry. Um, and I'm probably just going to read this. I don't know if I'm going to do like any kind of talking about it, but I do want to read it. And I want you guys, if you guys could, please go back and just reread Revelation 16 and just really study it and understand it. Also, if you would like, please go back and look at the seven seals and the seven trumpets, as these are all things that are going to come one right after another. And I believe that we need to start preparing ourselves and understanding because, this is going to happen, right? It's going to happen. Whether it's going to happen in my time or my children's time, I don't know. I'm not God. I don't have the understanding of God. It says that God's ways are more than our ways. His thoughts are more than our thoughts. His words are more than our words. His wisdom is more than any wise person on the face of the earth, right? So God has known everything from the beginning until the end. But that doesn't mean that we can't prepare ourselves for the beginning or for the beginning of the end. Okay. So I'm going to read chapter 16, 17 through 21. And it says, Then the seventh angel poured out his bowl into the air, and a loud voice came out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, It is done. So, meaning that this is the final bowl. It's done. It's complete. I have poured out all the bowls that I have poured out. It's finished. And it says, And there were noises and thunderings and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such a mighty and great earthquake as had not occurred since men were on the earth. Now the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon was remembered before God, to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. So I hope I'm understanding this correctly, that Babylon is going to get the final cup of wrath from God, right? Then every island died away. Every island, everything surrounding died away. There's no life. And the mountains were not found. The mountains, meaning not found, but they evaporate, they were swallowed up, they were destroyed, they were crumbled, whatever that means. And great hail from heaven fell upon men, each hailstone about the weight of a talent. Men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, since that plague was exceedingly great. So this plague is going to be probably more than any of the previous plagues. Now, after studying this and looking at all the plagues that God poured out on earth, the fire, everything drying up in the sea, the rivers and lakes turning to blood, the great sores, the darkness, and let me see, what was the other one again? It was the spirits from the river Euphrates, right? The great battle. And then this is going to be the most, was the exceedingly great plague. So this was above all the other plagues that God enacted. So, I want you guys to think about this. And I don't know how much a talent is. I mean, I've kind of looked it up and kind of researched it. My guess is it's about 100 pounds. So if you can imagine a hailstone coming down that weighs 100 pounds, just hitting the ground, hitting men, think of that. That's pretty heavy. Um, and the hailstone must be pretty big to weigh about 100 pounds, right? I mean, we could be talking about maybe the size of a basketball, or maybe the size of like a brick, something like that. That's just going to be coming down upon men. Um, So those are the 7 plagues of wrath that God is going to pour out. Okay. So I love you guys. Please go back if you would like, and I would encourage you to go back and read Revelation 16. Read it in its entirety, and kind of think about it. Meditate on it. Meditate on the Word of God, and understand like what's coming and what's going to be happening pretty soon. You know, the river Euphrates is almost dried up. So time is near, and they say that the river Euphrates would be dried up in 2032. I think is what I've heard about online is 2032. But let's say, for instance, that is the case. We don't have time to wait around until 2032. This is 2024. Jesus could come back right now, and we're done, and we won't see what's coming. But the people that are going to be here is going to see what's happening and what's coming. So I just urge you, get right with God. Please get right with God. If there is something holding you back, get right with God. If there is some issues that are going on in your life, pray and ask God for help. Get right with God. I am doing my best to get as right with God as I can, and do what He wants me to do, and get rid of things that are just negative influences in my life that I don't need, because it's going to hinder me from my walk with God. So I just want you guys to stay encouraged, stay blessed, get in the Word, stay in love, and we'll talk again soon. God bless you guys. Thank you for your time. And thank you to the 190 subscribers that are out there. I love you guys. I hope you guys are blessed. I'm praying for a few of you. Some of you made some comments in the comment section, and I am praying for you. I haven't forgotten you. I don't know your situation, but God does. And I'm asking Him to put His hand upon you during your time and your need. God bless.